You may be wondering, what the heck is 11 Labs and why do I need it in my business? I'm going to have you listen to a few things here first. Tell me, is this a robot or not?
Between words can turn a story into something you feel, not just hear.
Is this a
Hello,
robot?
I'm Ava. How may I assist you today? Error detected.
Is this a robot?
Oh, please! You really thought you could defeat me? I don't think so. Why don't...
These are a few examples of the voices available to you in 11 Labs, if you don't want to clone your own voice. Going to clone your voice, here's a few things you need to know. It is actually a way for you to amplify your time or expand your time, amplify your message, get your message out to more people. But before you jump to any conclusions about whether you should use a robot or your own voice, here's some things you need to know. And this is specifically designed for people that are panicking and thinking, what if everybody clones their voice? What if somebody else clones my voice? Here's how it works. Here's the safety net. Here's what you need to know. There's a verification process in place on 11 Labs that I'm going to show you so that no one can clone your voice and so that no one can clone a famous person's voice. For example, the United States President or your state's governor or a movie star, any influencer. You just can't clone anyone, and it's a two-step verification process. There's a consent code that's required. 11 Labs requires a specific randomized audio prompt to unlock the cloning feature. It is 100% anti-impersonation. You cannot, I repeat, you cannot upload a celebrity interview or a friend's voicemail to create a clone. If this is surprising to you, I was surprised also and thrilled to hear this. You may remember when ChatGPT had a fantastic rollout of its voice response feature and was immediately sued by a movie star because it sounded too much like her. Their feature got shut down immediately, almost instantly. This is why these pieces are in place, to not only protect you, but to protect everyone. So there is a check in place. If the voice reading, the prompt doesn't match the voice in the sample, the process fails. So two-step process. First, you're going to need to do a recording of your own voice. When you go to upload that, I'm going to show you all of this in a moment. When you go to upload that, there is a check system. And if your new check doesn't match the voice that was uploaded, it gets nixed. Safety guardrails are a must in this industry. I've always advocated to read the fine print, to know that you are being responsible with your use of AI, and to know that what you're doing with AI is acceptable. One of the things to note is always tell people this is not your voice. I'm going to give you at the end of the presentation, I'm going to give you some different examples on how you can use AI in your workflows for different professions and different niches. Always let people know this is AI, it's not my real voice. You'll see those in the notes. At the end of the presentation, you're also going to get a really fun day-by-day, 5 days of different tasks, fun tasks you can do with 11 Labs to play with it and become more familiar with it. I feel like it's the one thing that will get you involved in using 11 Labs instead of listening to the presentation, walking away and saying, oh, that was cute. This will actually give you an opportunity to use it. So some of those safety guardrails include, as we talked about, the voice verification. There is watermarking. There's an invisible digital signature that can be detected by software. Yes, built in. That's right. It's built in. It's invisible to you, but the software can detect it. And this particular platform bans accounts that do attempt to generate hate speech or clone famous public figures. Cool. All right. We'll come back to this in a moment. This is inside 11 Labs. This is underneath the subscriptions. You would go to 11labs.io. 11labs.io. I can put that in the chat for you. Eleven is spelled out. And underneath the subscription, I do recommend that you get the creator level. Here's the reason, as I'm going to scroll down and show you, you have two types of voice cloning inside 11 Labs. Your voice can go through an instant voice cloning, which is very fast and rapid, does not take long, but it's not available on the starter kit, on the starter level. Excuse me, the instant voice is the only one that's available at the starter level. You want the professional voice cloning. This professional voice cloning is what takes you from sounding robotic to sounding super amazing. And it's available in the creator package, $22 a month. I highly suggest you get that. Now you're going to need a 30-minute raw recording of just you. Do not use previous Zoom calls that you've led. Do not use courses that you've taught. Grab the microphone, use any recording software. You can use Rev on your phone. You can use GarageBand on your Mac. I'm sure Google Chrome has a similar feature to GarageBand. You want 30 minutes of a good recording. Use the best microphone you have, no background noise. If somebody walks in and interrupts you, you need to cut that out because any change in your voice will affect the cloning. Only your voice, a minimum of 30 minutes. Now, what are you going to talk about? For 30 minutes, talk about your last vacation. Talk about your upcoming vacation. Talk about why you like to do what you do. Talk about your goods and services. This is another reason why we want a natural voice recording. It's because we want your natural voice. If you're teaching a course like I'm teaching now, this is not how I talk normally. My speech, cadence, rhythm, excitement is a little bit different when I'm teaching versus when I'm having a natural conversation. You want this to be as natural as possible. If you have to, set up a stuffed teddy bear across from you at the kitchen table, grab your microphone, and talk to the teddy bear. This is an old trick speakers use to train their voice. Just a natural flow of conversation. That's what you want. Okay. Now, when it comes to, you want to upload that. Let me show you where to upload that. Over here in your left-hand column, this is your menu. We're going to do text to speech. This is where you would paste the script. Okay, hold on. We've got to get the script done first. Let's say you want a video, an audio script to introduce your new product. Write that in an AI tool or write that out yourself and post the text here. Post the script or text here. Then what I want you to do is you're going to come over to, let me show you. If you already have the voice cloning done, you would simply select that from over here where it's got voice. As you can see, mine was done. I did this about 2 years ago. It does need to be updated because that's only 2 minutes of audio. Take your 30 minutes. Come over here to voices. See the plus sign? Use the blue Create or Clone a Voice button. You're going to upload your 30 minutes in this section. You want to use the professional voice clone. And so you want 30 minutes of clean audio. So you would upload it there, and it's going to create your new voice for you. Then back in your text to speech, and it's going to take about 5 to 10 minutes. It's not going to happen fast. So take care of that. Come back to your text to speech. Select your voice. I'm going to go with my good old cloned one here. Now here's some of the elements you can play with. Stability, speed, similarity, and style exaggeration. I normally leave style exaggeration very low. Similarity, 80% versus 30% is a big difference. I want you to play with this. Make a recording with the similarity at 80%, make one with the 30%. Same with the stability, 80% and 30%. These are the two parameters I want you to play with when you go to make these clones. All right? So I'm going to start off with 30% on everything. My speech, I'm going to put right in the middle. And you simply hit generate speech. Once you've generated the speech, nope, I can't use instant clone voices. I've got to upgrade. All right, fine. I've not upgraded yet. I can get that done. These are the basics of this for you to get this done. If you prefer to use someone else's voice, the ones that I showed you that you listened to at the beginning of the lesson, go over here to voices. This is where you find all the goodies. You've got, and these are the ones that are trending. Just click on it.
Crystal clear narration brings each scene vividly to life.
And it's going to give you an example of what it sounds like. So if you don't want your voice to be used, that's okay. There's plenty of options here. Go ahead and play with this. Have fun with this. Now, I promised a list of tasks for you to do. There we go, the 5-day. I'm going to give you this particular Google document. I'm going to put this in the chat for you. This is where the fun comes in. Okay, do the voice verification. These are all the steps that we talked about. And it's going to walk you through as you clone your voice. Do this first. Get your free 11 Labs account. Do the instant voice cloning. And then upgrade to the professional, to the creator level, and get the professional voice cloning. I want you to see the difference and hear the difference. Voice cloning, you only need a 60-second sample. I want you to do this on your day 1 just so that you get used to using it. Day 2, we're going to do your bio. And here's where you're going to play with your stability. Version A, set the stability to 35%. Version B, set it to 80%. Which one sounds like you? Day 3, now we're going into some really heavy-duty stuff. I want you to see what it feels like to have your voice in a different language. So go to the dubbing studio, upload the video of you, and then select a target language. I can't wait to do this and see what it comes out like in Spanish for me. I'm curious if they have Albanian, of course, or Italian. Those are my other 2 languages I'm learning. They speak Italian in Albania. It's my default over there. And my Spanish and Italian are all mixed up, so anyhow. Try this for yourself. I want you to start to get a feel for what other markets you could expand into. Just because you can change your voice. You may have heard of someone by the name of Rich Schefren. Rich has given license of his voice to someone in Japan, and they have used 11 Labs as well as another tool to create all of his instructions in Japanese. Where else could you be licensing your products and services? I know if you're in a licensed profession like an attorney or healthcare professional, you're more or less limited to where your licensure lies. Well, let's say you want to practice in the Caribbean and you needed something in Haitian, or you needed something in French. French is very common in some of the islands. This is a possibility for you to expand your world. Okay, fun part. Okay, day 4. You can actually create sound effects using 11 Labs. This is in the sidebar. I'm going to show you over here. Here's your dubbing studio to use a video in different languages. And then productions is where you'll find different sounds you can use. So let's say you're making an instructional video about archaeology and you want to have in the background something like a wooden wagon rolling across Roman cobblestones with chickens clucking in the background. You can do that. You can create that sound here. There are, of course, there's other options for sounds. This can be a bit of a rabbit hole. I want you to play with this and get used to it. And then on the last day, I want you to take your text that you have and turn it into a podcast episode. Take some old work, take a blog that you've done, or a newsletter or a report, maybe a case study, and create an audio version of it. Only has to be about 300 words. You can take it right from a document, right from an email, and this is in the Projects tab. When you create this, you're pasting the text, you're assigning a clone voice to read it, and you're exporting the file as an MP3. Easy peasy. Again, Projects is right here, Productions is right here for you to do this. This is one way for you to put this into your workflows. I'm going to share with you on my screen some different ways you could use this. Now, I've looked at, alrighty. I've looked at different niches and I've talked to AI how you could use this. All right, here we go. Let me share this screen with you so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, use cases. The content repurposing of the blog, we talked about that. Creating conversations in different languages. A/B testing. And let's say your emails aren't getting responded to. What if you sent them an audio file? I've learned from LinkedIn this is a very powerful way to communicate. People hear your voice, they connect with you. You could do this with 11 Labs. You can create an audio file, put it into an email, and send it. Okay, so here's our 5-day challenge that we just went through. Okay, the text to sound effects we talked about, using something for archaeology. And I know if you're talking about archaeology in the Florida Everglades, you might want to put in the sound of wild hogs running or an alligator swooshing through the water. How about an airboat going by? What if you had a QR code as part of your presentation on your slides, and the QR code led people to the sound effect, or talking about something that you've got in your slide. Again, let people know that AI created that for you. Okay, here's something for grant proposals. You can actually clone your voice and narrate the executive summary of the grant. They will remember you. I can't guarantee that'll help you get the grant, but they'll remember you. Yes, that's right. Take the executive summary, clone your voice first, and then take the executive summary, put it in the text-to-speech feature on 11 Labs, the text-to-speech feature right here. You would put the executive summary here and generate your speech. Cool, right? For lawyers, I did a little bit of research on this, especially in the world of estate planning. In estate planning, you can use the voice recording of your client for their legacy. Maybe it's something you want to add as a value add-on so that when you're reading the will, the deceased's voice is explaining why they've done what they've done. You just need 30 minutes of their voice to make it very real. You can use your own voice to explain complicated trusts. Make a 5-minute audio guide for them. You can have a Lawyer in Your Pocket podcast, taking your blog and creating the audio versions of that. As an attorney, of course, you want to explicitly state that an AI voice file is not a legal will. You want to specifically state, this has been created by AI, this is a clone of my voice. Now, for sales leadership, what you could do is you could create distinct customer voices. Maybe there's a client voice that is rushed, fast-paced. I only have 2 minutes, go fast. You could have another voice that is the skeptic. They're not really sure of they want to buy, they're not sold. You could have a friendly but non-committal type of voice. These 3 voices you can then use as part of your global training efforts. If you have to, use the dubbing studio to change those voices into different languages. And I'm sorry, I wasn't really clear. You're using those 3 voices to help with the training. Have their responses, common objections in those voice styles. And then part of your training is to respond to those voices. Taking it global means you take those 3 voices and the objections and you translate those or dub those into different languages. Make sense? I knew you'd get it. Okay. Now, here's another way you could do this. Have a sales pitch and record it in a confident voice. Use the same script in a low confidence voice. And then in a classroom setting, get immediate feedback on each of those. That way you have a gold standard of what's good, always on file. And they can always go back and listen to that. Now, let's say, what else could we do with this? You're not being an imposter when you're cloning your voice. You're amplifying what you're already doing, and you're augmenting your sales pitch, you're augmenting your trainings, you're augmenting your info content, your informational content. It's just a beautiful way to get more done and to have another way to reach people. Because as you know, like, a large majority of people learn visually, but there are people that learn auditorily. And it's another way to get a stronger connection with your potential clients and with your clients themselves. How about recording a wonderful Happy New Year message and sending that out? That would be fun to do, wouldn't it? Let's get together on this, exchange notes, Share in the school community what you do on day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. I can't wait to see what you produce. This is going to be such fun. Our next call is going to be in January, the second Tuesday of January. I think the date is the 13th, January the 13th. We've got a fantastic agenda lined up for you. We're going to be doing how to be found on AI. There's a whole new way to go around SEO and getting found on Google that is different on AI. Be sure you get found on AI. Attend that session. I'm going to give you some tasks to do after that as well. I'm Dr. Teresa. This has been a blast. I can't wait to see what you do. Let's crush this.